Good afternoon. Today I am going to present the lecture on Global Sustainability Goals, being the part of SEC Course 2 of the students. I first of all want to be very thankful to the respected Chairperson Ma'am, IQSE, North Bengal University, for giving me the chance. The University Authority, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Registrar Sir, for giving me the chance to speak on the topic. The topic I am going to discuss is Global Sustainability Goals. Actually, two fundamental elements of the concept of sustainable development is important. One is the development and another is the sustainability. Both development and sustainability could be in a juxtaposition where both could have possible counterproductive effects. While neoclassical economists emphasize that there is no contradiction between sustainability and development. As per the Sustainable Development Goals 2015, we have the idea of 17 important goals for the development of society, our environment, and in view of futuristic developments of the entire civilization. These are: number one is the no poverty, number two is zero hunger, number three is good health and well-being, number four is quality education, number five is gender equality, number six is clean water and sanitation, seven is affordable and clean energy, number eight is decent work and economic growth, number 9 is industry, innovation and infrastructure. Number 10 is reduce inequalities. Then 11 is sustainable cities and communities. Number 12 is responsible consumption and production. Number 13 is climate action. Number 14 is life below water. And 15 is life on the land. 16 is peace, justice and strong institutions. And the 17 is partnerships for the goals. So there is a very nice liaison and connectivity among and between the goals, starting from a very initial nominal phase to a very advanced, thought-provoking and globally acceptable one. The history, if we consider, the Sustainable Development Goal was built on decades of work by countries and the UN, including the UN Department of Economics and Social Affairs. In June 1992, at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, more than 178 countries adopted the Agenda 21, as we know, and a comprehensive plan of action was built. Member states unanimously adopted the Millennium Declaration and the Millennium Summit in September 2020. 8 Millennium Development Goals were taken to reduce the extreme poverty in the year 2015. The Johannesburg Declaration on Sustainable Development and the Plan of Implementation adopted at the World Summit on Sustainable Development in South Africa in 2002. These are some of the stages of development of idea on the sustainable concept, which ultimately reached to culminate to have our important sustainable development goals. At the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in June 2012, member states adopted the outcome document, The Future We Want. That was the main motive to find out what type of future towards which we are proceeding. In 2013, the General Assembly set up a 30-member open working group to develop a proposal on the SDGs. Eventually, with the passage of time, In January 2015, the General Assembly began the negotiation process on the post-2015 development agenda. The process culminated in the subsequent adoption of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development with 17 SDGs. As the history we are discussing, and the 2015, the year was very much landmark for the multilateralism and international policy shaping, with adoption of several major agreements, Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, Addis Ababa Action Agenda on Financing. So these are some of the important world-class meetings, agendas, and considerations, and the transformation of our world till the end of 2030 agenda for sustainable development with 17 SDGs was adopted at the UN Sustainable Development Summit in New York in September 2015. Now, the annual high level political forum on sustainable development serves as the central UN platform for the follow up and review of the SDGs. World leaders came together in 2015 and made the historical promise to secure the rights and well being of everyone on a healthy, thriving planet where they adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The Sustainable Development Goals are a call for action by all countries, poor, rich, middle income, moderate income group countries all came together to seek for the development of environment. Most of the aspects taken in one hand to sustain the life of human being on this planet and protecting our planet. On the other hand, the next succeeding goals started to take into consideration as the follow-up action to progress also. Advancement and sustainability both have found to be hand in hand as strategies that build the economic growth, that can build the social life, that can also enhance the chances of education, health, social protection, at the same time, development of job opportunities, plus tackling the climate change, environmental degradation, and other issues of environment. So, in one hand, protecting environment, on the other hand, to prosper the civil life in the societies. 17 goals for the people for this planet, the agenda remains the world's roadmap for ending poverty, protecting the planet, and tackling inequalities. The 17 SDGs, the cornerstone of the agenda, offer the most practical and effective pathway to tackle the causes of violent conflict, human rights abuses, climate change, environmental degradation, and aim to ensure that no one will be left behind. The SDGs reflect and understanding that the sustainable development everywhere must integrate, in one hand, economic growth, social well-being, and environmental protection. So, goal of the month, the May edition of goal of the month edited looks at goal 15, life on the land, which aims to conserve all forms of life on the land. The SDG summit is one of the very important aspects to be discussed here. Every 4 years, the high level political forum meets under the auspices of the UN General Assembly, known as the SDG Summit. In 2023, the second SDG Summit took place in the month of September 18-19, bringing together heads of state and government to catalyze renewed efforts towards accelerating progress on the SDGs. In the 2023 onwards, India's performance to achieve the SDGs, a recent analysis published in the Lancet has concluded that India is not on target to achieve 19 of the 33 SDGs indicators. The critical off-target indicators include access to basic services. On target and off target, the districts that have not met the SDG target by 2021 and have observed a magnitude of improvement between 2016 and 21 sufficient to meet the target by 2023, and off target districts that have not met the SDG target by 2021 and either observed worsening between 2016 and 2021 or observed an insufficient magnitude of improvement between 2016 and 21. And the progress indicator shows the progress in reducing adolescent pregnancy, tobacco use in women, multi-dimensional poverty, violence, improving electricity access, etc. So India's performance to achieve the SDGs, the SDG 1, no poverty, SDG 2, zero hunger, SDG 3, good health and well-being, SDG 4, quality of education, SDG 5, gender equality, and National Family and Health Survey report, multidimensional poverty have declined at a compounded annual average rate of 4.8% per year in 2005 to 11 and more than double that pace at 10.3 a year during 2011-12. Declining child mortality, average decline in overall indicators, consumption inequality decline. So all important issues can have to be solved over time under the purview of development for achieving sustainable development. The reasons for India's poor SDG performance mostly the slow world growth rate, linear extrapolation, unrealistic promises, impossible to focus, worsening period, financing SDGs, monitoring and ownership of implementation process. And these are some of the references based on which the lecture has been made up, and this was the discussion for today's topic. Thank you for patient hearings, and thanks to all the listeners once again.